Hello, thank you for joining us. This is Morgan at Splendid.yoga. We'll do a gentle practice to support Ajna Chakra. So, Ajna is your intuition, your wisdom. It's your third eye, your pineal glands, right between your eyebrows, deep in your skull. We'll begin to stimulate it by doing the seated alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So, find a comfortable seat. Set yourself up on a blanket or a pillow if need be. Place your left hand on your knee, easily. And place your right hands with your index finger and your third finger, your middle finger, at your third eye. Tuck your fourth finger, your ring finger, in. Plug your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale through left. Hold left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold right. Exhale left. That's one round. Relax your hands. Take an inhale through your nose. Through your nose, exhale. Let's do it again. Set up your hands. Ready? Plug your right. Inhale left. Hold left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold right. Exhale left. Again, inhale left. Hold left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold right. Exhale left. Again, slower. Inhale left. Hold left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold right. Exhale left. Relax your right hand to your knee. Move your spine around like an octopus tentacle, really fluid. Let yourself sway from side to side like the seaweed in a tide. Now extend your right leg out for the seated half butterfly. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside seam of your left leg. You may want a blanket underneath your left knee if it's really hanging out in air, or even a block if it's way up there. Now connect your forehead to your right knee. So it may not go just straight down, just like that. You may need to bend the knee to bring the forehead, or to the knee rather, up to the forehead. You could place a blanket or a block underneath there to support that. Or you could play with some tinker toys. You could build up some blocks around your knee until you can connect your surrogate knee, your block, to your forehead. Now you want your forehead resting on something though, just focusing on that Ajna chakra, giving it something to ground. We'll hold this pose for about 5 minutes. We're here for a little while, so you may need to move either to go deeper into the pose if you lose the sensation, or to emerge from the pose to come out a layer, or 3 if you dove into the deep end a little too soon. You want that sensation to be around a 4 and a 6 on a scale of 1 to screaming in pain. So there may be some discomfort. There's definitely some sensation going on, something that feels like a stretch, but not too much. Not to the point where your body wants to fidget, not where you want to escape from the sensation, but not too little that you get bored, that you wonder when this pose is going to be over, that your monkey mind takes over and starts pondering all those really important thoughts, right? Those thoughts are so important. There are so many of them, and so many of them are lies, right? Our thoughts lie to us all the time. All the time, our thoughts are jumping ahead and filling in the spaces and jumping to conclusions that have no basis in anyone else's reality but the reality of your own ego. So what do you do? What do you do with those thoughts that keep lying to you? Are any thoughts true? How do you know if a thought is true? Is it a peaceful thought? Does the thought relax your body? Then it is true. Is it a kind thought? Is it nice? Then it is true. Is it a loving thought? Does it come from your heart? Does it come from a place of wanting to relieve suffering? Then it's true. Is it peaceful? Is it kind? Is it loving? Those are the true thoughts. Any thoughts beyond those thoughts, oh, my friends, they are not true. Don't let them tell you otherwise. This last minute in silence. And slowly bring yourself back up to seated. We'll take this on the other side. Extend your left leg out. Bring your right foot on the inside seam of your left leg and drop your leg off to the side. Set up a blanket if you'd like underneath that knee, both knees if you'd like. And dive your forehead down towards your left knee. You can set up your blankies, your tinker toys, your blocks, whatever you need to get your forehead connected to something so that your neck doesn't have to work. So what do you do with these thoughts? These thoughts that are true, these thoughts that aren't true? The first practice is just in noticing. Just in noticing the thoughts as they rise up, those little bubbles, that stream of consciousness. Just noticing it as it rises up and just letting them be. Letting those thoughts be, not trying to get rid of them, not trying to run away from them, certainly not getting your talons into them, but just allowing your thoughts to be. Can you? Can you let them float off into the ether like you do your exhale, like you would a balloon? Can you let your thoughts wash up and against you, just like the ocean tide washes up over the sand? It shifts things around, it moves the individual kernels of sands, those grains. It smooths out the edges over time. But overall, there is still the beach, there is still the ocean. It's pushing back and forth against each other. So too can your thoughts be. They rock up against you. You can allow them to smooth out your edges. And then they recede. Who knows where they go? Who knows where they come from? They just appear. And you pick out the ones that are true, the ones that are peaceful, kind, and loving. And those are the thoughts you act on. Anything else is just suffering. And what do you do with those suffering thoughts, especially the recursive thoughts, the ones that just keep coming, the cyclical thoughts that seem to have no end? What do you do with those thoughts? You send them love. You use your heart chakra, you use your source of compassion to know that you are not the only person who has had this thought. You're not the only mother who's been frustrated with her child who will not stop crying. You're not the only lover who's betrayed your partner. You're not the only friend who's been disappointed. You're not the only person who doesn't know how to bring in enough money. You're not the only person who wonders if what they're doing is the right thing, if it's worth it. All those thoughts that we all have, those thoughts that feel hard, you use them as a source of compassion, knowing that other humans have thought those thoughts. And you send out the antidote to those useless thoughts. And there are lots of antidotes. You're doing one of them. You're practicing yoga, you're feeling your body and how it feels with your breath. You're distracting yourself. You're distracting your thoughts. It's a healthy distraction. It's a focus, really. It's a focus on what's happening right now. And slowly move into our final stretch. Place your palms on the ground, peel yourself up, restack your spine. And we'll come into a version of Anahatasana with a triceps stretch. So you may want some blocks for this one. You remember Anahatasana, start in the tabletop position, walk your hands forward until your forehead comes to the ground. Now set your elbows on the ground and bend your elbows. Press your palms together and bring your thumbs behind your neck. And walk your elbows forward until you feel a good stretch for the triceps, for underneath the arms, maybe up by the armpit. If the triceps are open, you might set a block underneath the elbows. Kind of have to start over from the tabletop position. Let your forehead rest on something, especially that place between your eyebrows, Ajna Chakra, your third eye. And settle into the stretch. About 2.5 minutes, not quite as long as the other side. Another antidote to your thoughts is making it a conversation, a dialogue rather than a monologue, a stream of consciousness, but a deliberate conversation where you call the shots. It's an interview with yourself. You can practice it. You can practice it just like a normal conversation, like small talk, where you say hello to yourself and yourself says hello back. How are you? You wait for the response. What do you need? You wait for the response. And that's it. That's the back and forth. If you are feeling very clear, if you are feeling very grounded, you can start to ask yourself the deeper questions. The answers come quick, friends, and it's always, like a snap, the first response. It's quiet. Your ego is going to try to scream over it, or as soon as the answer comes, you're going to have this flash, this train wreck of thoughts trying to change your mind about whatever the truth from your intuition is. So you have to listen close. You have to be ready for it. You have to catch it before your ego catches it. You can ask yourself, what is my purpose? Slide yourself out of this pose and onto your back as effortlessly as possible. Take the time to move your props away from you, except for anything you want to make your Savasana more comfortable. If you have an iPad or some sort of cover for your eyes, a sleeve, give yourself some darkness. Close your eyes and turn your eyes up between your eyebrows. Look towards your third eye. In the darkness, it's a light, it's a spotlight. It kind of flashes quickly. You can see it. Look for it. Trust it. Ask it your questions, but only if you're ready for the response. Ask yourself those serious questions like, am I with the right partner? Let the answer be your truth. Questions like, where should I spend Christmas? It can be simple questions. Wait for the response. That's your intuition. It knows something you don't. It has a bird's eye view of everything. Ask it your questions. Honor the response. Namaste.